I still wanted to do some further research, right? Because a lot of it is like subjective. And at this point I was like, you know what? Like, I need to be careful because maybe maybe it's like confirmation bias. You know what I mean? Like when you're looking for something fishy because you have a feeling that there's something fishy and then you find something fishy. You know what I mean? As much as his bite model really resonates with some of the shit that ItWorks has been doing, like, I mean, it matches. Like a lot of those behaviors I found evidence of. I showed you. But still I was like, all right, let me like look into it further though, because like I don't want to fall into a trap where, you know, I'm like giving things a false equivalence, if that makes sense. So again, in the same article, the author like included the ways that MLM mirror cult-like behaviors, and they kind of like, they called it the MLM tactic. So basically, according to them, this is the MLM version of the bite model. It's basically the same. So I used those factors, and again, I applied it to ItWorks, kind of like repeating an experiment. I wanted to see if ItWorks still exhibited any of these behaviors. Like, even though in the back of my head, I was like, bro, for sure they do. Like, for sure they do. Are you like, for sure? Okay, so the MLM tactic. Number 1, love bombing. One of the reasons MLMs are so successful at recruiting new members is because the introduction is made through someone familiar. It doesn't come from a stranger off the street. Typically, the first pitch you get is from a friend or family member who invites you to a meeting. Yes, only I was invited to try a product. So it wasn't quite a we never had meetings. What we had though were Zoom training videos every week. And every week on Sunday, in fact, I have receipts. Hang on. Where is it? There it is. I'm going to cover up the phone number, but we had every single Sunday, we had what we called the family call. And basically what that is you call a phone number, they give you a code. I have the phone number and I actually have the code right underneath it, but I don't want to like, you know what I mean? But anyway, so the family call, they would give you the phone number, they would give you the code, you'd call the phone number, use the code, and it was basically like the CEO, and like essentially it was the top triangle. It was the CEO, his wife, and then the three musketeers, I call them, because they're his downline. They're like the original, and they pretty much talk about like any updates, any new products that they're coming out with, any like special deals that they're gonna be having. They're like, oh my god, this is gonna be such a great year, it's gonna be such a great month, and like everybody loves each other. It's like a giant circle jerk, right? And I also found these videos on social media, which are meant to be sent to people who are either maybe interested in joining the business or have a friend who is trying to get them to join the business.
And someone has sent you this video today because either they think you're going to be amazing at what we do, or you have already told them that you might be looking to make some extra money in your spare time.
Did you fucking ever? I can't right now. So MLM members will shower prospective recruits with warm welcomes and excitement, saying how wonderful it is that they came, what an exciting opportunity it is, and congratulate them for joining. It's almost as if the recruit is being seduced. And yeah, that's very much it. Like, you can see it. So the only like event that they have, I think they might have like other little ones in between, but the one big one that they have every single year is green carpet. And it's pretty much it's a huge ass event. It's usually down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken, because that's where their headquarters is. And it's like this whole thing, and like the CEO comes up, and then the top 10 income earners come out. You know, let me just post some motherfucking video.
But my question, all of you, are you satisfied where you're at? Where are you going to be sitting next year? I hope you're staying up here. I hope that you're like, I'm going to be on the floor as a VIP, and I'm going to walk across that stage. You know, I applaud every one of you that are here today. I know you've had game-changing moments just like I've had. And I'll tell you this, there's many yet ahead. Maybe some of you, you've been stuck at a rank. Maybe you're questioning, can I do this? You know, where are you right now? This was my dream. This was our team's dream. We've had many times of celebrations, the tough times, the good times. But it's a journey, and I can tell you this for ItWorks, it's far from over.
Tactic number 2, the art of deception. The people who get up on stage to talk about the incredible income they earn and luxurious lifestyle they live don't actually make that money selling products. Fact, Brooks said. Rather, the income is generated by a huge downline, and it's only available to a tiny fraction of the group, those near the top of the pyramid. This is like all over social media even though. You could see it like Facebook and Instagram. As far as I know, they've pretty much stayed away from Twitter. I wasn't really able to find anything on ItWorks on Twitter apart from the CEOs. The CEOs like personal, Twitter. But most of these distributors recruit people on Facebook and Instagram. Like those are their two main hubs. So this is continuing of the article. This is continuing with the art of deception. This that you're not ever going to be that person on stage. That person has a very intimate relationship with the officers of the company.
You guys, I know our CEO. I've peed in his bathroom. I've slept in his bed. Beds in the island, okay? I've ate breakfast with them. I know them. I know their story. I know these things.
In addition to the commissions that they're getting paid based on their downline, they're getting money from selling recruitment tools and systems, and they may also be getting additional compensation from the company for appearing at events and speaking. That much I don't want to comment on that because I don't know. I don't know if they're paid to speak at green carpet. Like, I don't even know that I feel comfortable saying I don't think they do because I genuinely do not know. So I don't want to comment on that. Yeah. Tactic number 3, financial exploitation. If MLMs were legitimate businesses, there wouldn't need to be such a strong emphasis on recruitments. Retail sales would support the business model. That's the thing, like, if MLMs were a legitimate business, they wouldn't even have a recruitment recruitment program. Like, they just straight up wouldn't. Somebody wants to join the company, okay, you just go on the website and do it your damn self. Like, nobody gets nobody's downline. That's if it's, ow, I got a cramp in my ass. That's if it's like a legitimate company, That's how you know, bro. But Brooks explained that the nature of multi-level marketing forces these companies to be recruitment machines due to the rate of attrition. The one thing you'll never see an MLM disclose unless they have a gun to their head is what their attrition rates are. And attrition rates are essentially like how many people they can keep as distributors versus how many people leave. That's what attrition rates are. The longer they can keep a consultant on board, the better the company will do financially, especially those at the top of the pyramid. But ultimately, if all you're doing is buying and selling products, it's nearly impossible to make any money. In essence, you have an unlimited number of recruiters who are all selling the same stuff at the same prices, Brooks says. If you look at what's really going on, there are some retail sales, but it's not an efficient way of selling. Making a few bucks here and there isn't going to do it. Brooks added that when you look at the compensation plans of MLMs, there is usually a monthly purchase obligation, though these companies will often deny that that's the case and attempt to dress that requirement up as something else. And there is for sure a monthly purchase obligation with ItWorks. There is. And that can be as little as like $20 a month, like just for your website, and which is essentially your back office. So you need your e-suite if you want to grow your business at all, grow your business. So it can be as little as $20 or $100 if you don't sell enough product. And actually it would be more because it would be like $120. But you need an 80 BV in order to even be commission qualified, like to even get paid. You have to have at least 400 BV, which is bonus volume. Basically, you have to sell $400 in shit, in product. Or you need to have a personal auto shipment of at least 80 BV, again, bonus volume. And I'm pretty sure for that it's PBV, so personal bonus volume. And they pretty this up by saying, oh, well, you can just order wraps and sell them. But you have to have people that actually want to buy the wrap to begin with, and that isn't necessarily easy. Like, I did make wrap cash. There were a few times that I did make wrap cash. I think I made like $100 total, again, over the entire time. I think I made about $100 in wrap cash. 125, because I pre-sold my first 3, and then I sold 2. Yeah, I sold 2 to somebody else like later down the line. And that's $50. By the way, their compensation plan is 22 pages long. Okay, so then we got tactic number 4. Guilt, shame, fear. When it comes to MLMs, having a regular 9-to-5 job is considered a failure. Members are fearful of becoming stuck in the rat race or unable to reach all of their goals because they're limited by their paychecks. MLMs prey on this desire to own a business with flexible hours, my ass, and limitless earning potential. But when consultants reach out to their uplines and complain that reality isn't matching up to what was promised, the blame is always placed back on them. The number one thing that they tell you when you get to that place of discouragement is that you get out what you put into it. And this was a young lady who was with the company Mary Kay, but I can tell you that that's exactly how it works it's exactly how it works is. Like, I experienced it, and I'm pretty sure I just put in some clips showing that, like just now. Brooks said becoming involved in an MLM often results in a combination of guilt, shame, and fear because this is a business where you are not only the victim, you're also the perpetrator. Not only were you sucked into it, you've sucked other people in. And for those who eventually recognize what the business is really about, the realization that they've roped loved ones into the same situation is demoralizing. And yes, the fuck it is. It is. Like, it literally, I felt like the biggest piece of shit. And like, I know what I did was shitty, period, point blank. But I know that what I did was shitty, and I know that that is not who I am. But it still sucks so much. It still sucks so much that I did it. Because I did do it. You know what I mean? Like, I may have had the purest of hearts, like a good intentions. But it was still shitty behavior nonetheless, you know? Ignorance of wrongdoing isn't an excuse. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know that it's not just going to work. You know that you're basically just turning this person into a means to your own end. And yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You start looking at people as like investment opportunity or business opportunity. Like, you see them as a dollar sign. Like, you eventually start to look at people like a dollar sign. Like, you don't see people anymore. You see pawns. And like, who the fuck wants to live like that? I don't. Victims of pyramid schemes, this is according to Brooks, victims of pyramid schemes are the least likely of consumers who've been defrauded to actually report it. I mean, yeah, because it's fucking embarrassing as fuck. Part of the cultic conditioning that takes place, what you're taught right from the beginning, that that if you fail, it's your own fault. The system is perfect. You just didn't follow it well enough, or you didn't stay with it long enough. I heard this all the time. I heard it all the time. Clips.
Hey team. All right, I'm just pumped up right now. I'm really excited, and I just wanted to hop on here quickly. Like, literally, this is gonna be a really quick live, and just share with you, if you are not making the money that you want to make in this business, that's on you. It's not your upline's job to increase your paycheck. It's not your downline's job to increase your paycheck. So if you're not getting paid the amount that you want, need, deserve, etc. in this business, it's on you.
I'm an all or nothing person. If I have a day where I can only give, 30% or 50% or what I feel like isn't enough, I say to myself, what's the point? So I get it. But you are the captain of your own ship, okay? This is your damn business. I want you to say it with me. This is my damn business. This is my damn business. This is my damn paycheck. This is my damn team. This is mine. This isn't, ItWorks isn't the problem. It doesn't have anything to do with, the products are this and this is that. This is your damn business. Your damn paycheck, okay? You are the captain of your damn ship. And you got to say it with some zest and you got to say it with some attitude so you take some ownership of it. I want you guys to get a little feisty because this is yours, okay? The world is trying to take this from you. This is your damn ship.
So like at this point I'm like freaking out, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, like what the hell was I in? Like what was I a part of? Like what was I doing? Like who was I doing it with? Why was I doing it? What? So I was like, okay, let's everybody calm down. Maybe like I was like, okay, maybe it's just like confirmation bias. So I was like, all right, let me chill out and let me go on YouTube and see if I can find any videos from distributors that have left. Like videos saying like why I left ItWorks or like, the like. I didn't find a ton, but I did find, I think I found around, hold on, I'm trying to count them in my head. Let me just count them in my, like in front of my face. I found 5. And they spoke volumes. I'm gonna be real. I'll be honest. Most of them kind of danced around what they were really trying to say. I personally, and this is just me speculating, I think that they didn't want to speak necessarily poorly of the company while still giving, the very legitimate reasons why they left. And I'll show like a small compilation here that you can just see like some of the reasons that they left.
I just wanted to talk to you guys quickly about why I left ItWorks Global. It's been almost 3 months now since I left, and I just wanted to talk about a couple of reasons why I left. I was actually a double diamond when I left, and the first reason why I decided to leave is because I really started to lose my passion for the products. I had a lot of feedback, that like negative feedback from my clients. Not all of them, maybe 40%, somewhere right around there, about they didn't work or they didn't, mostly that they didn't work. And, that's a really hard thing. What do you say to somebody,
So there was a lot of things pushed under the rug and a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not behavior that I wanted to be associated with. I'll just say that. I felt like a lot of the leadership needs some coaching and training on how to coach and train others. There was a lot of, teaching cold messaging and teaching a lot of things of the ways not to do it. I still to this day get messages from people like, hey, have you, total cold message. I've been called the wrong name. Like, seriously? Copy and paste? I mean, really? And it's sad because it's really not that person's fault. It means some people just literally don't know better, and it's what they're taught to do, and that's what they do. And that's where I was at. This was my first company, and I had no idea what I was doing. So I just did what I was told to do. I added all these people, and I just cold messaged everyone. And, you'll get 9 no's before you hear 1 yes. And I thought that was how it was supposed to be, right? Wrong. That's not how it has to be. And now I know better. And so when you know better, you do better.
Hello. I'm here to be honest and tell you guys a little something about this company I joined called ItWorks. please don't ever join. Take it from me. You spend more money than you make, okay? This thing, okay? It just started in April, the end of April. And I got 5 loyal customers. My 5 loyal customers have spent over $360. Okay, I have all my receipts. They have spent well over $360. Okay, you can even pause the video and do the math. This is just what I've spent alone. Look at that. See that? Okay? And look what they're paying me.
And the toxic part of that mindset at the time was also anyone who said anything like that, they would just tell you to block them, whatever. They're negative. But at that time, it made sense to me because it felt like people not supporting you, and that's what I told myself. But now looking back, it seems so toxic, especially because a lot of those people would tell you to block even people that were close to you. I remember my aunt posted on something, and I think she was just joking around, but I had somebody tell me to block her, and I was like, I'm not blocking my aunt. I'm not.
But when it came to like really getting down to, because I mean, a lot of these girls, a lot of these women were like diamond leaders. Like that was the title of their videos, like why I left ItWorks as a diamond leader. Like that's a big deal. Like diamond leaders, that's where you really start to see some actual money. So it was kind of, it was a big deal that like these double diamond leaders and triple diamond leaders were like leaving, I don't know when they left. They left like a while back. But anyway, then I found this one video that was posted by another former diamond leader. She doesn't say ItWorks in the video, but the title of the video is why I left ItWorks. So I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and, say that she was talking about ItWorks. By the way, I forgot to mention that along the way, I also found out that ItWorks was sued in 2013 by a group called the Environmental Research Center in California. Essentially what ended up happening was that they violated Proposition 65 in California, which states that they have to disclose that some of their, I think like 7 or 8 of their products, 3 of which I sold personally, by the way, contained cancer-causing chemicals. Proposition 65 says you have to disclose that, and they didn't. So they were sued. And I want to show you this video that I found that was incredibly illuminating, but I wanted to mention the lawsuit. I'm going to talk about it more in a second, but I wanted to mention the lawsuit because she mentions the lawsuit and I didn't want it to be like, what? Okay, so it is linked down below. I'm about to show it to you. It's 11 minutes long, so I'm not going to show you the whole thing, obvi. But Socia spilled some cheese, me. That's all I gotta say. Coño.
Being that I was in a leadership position, I had to deal with a lot of catty, dishonest people. And that happens in every industry. It's not just that company. It happens whether you're in network marketing, whether you work at McDonald's, whether wherever you work, you're going to run into jerk-off people. And it happens. And so for a couple of years, I just kind of let it go. I was like, whatever, they run their business the way they want to run theirs. I'll run mine the way I want to run mine. And it worked out just fine. I had a lot of fun while it lasted. But things started happening. The company kept telling everybody that they were debt-free and they were this and they were that, but they had been sued and they were dropping off all of these, high up, distributors and stuff for reasons that were untrue. It didn't happen to me, but it happened to a couple people that I really cared about. They were taking away large bonuses. They were making people wait, several months to several years to get their payouts for the money they earned. And during all that time was going out and buying islands for themselves and private jets and all different kinds of things. But then the people that were building their very own business were getting IOUs. And that's the way I feel it was. I mean, yes, eventually they got some of their bonus, but here's what happened when they did not maintain their rank. If they were getting a bonus and they did not maintain the next month, they then owed that company the bonus that they got paid out, the partial part of their bonus. That's not fair.
So that's that. And now I kind of want to take like a look at the company and their products. Cause like, I didn't want just like the behaviors and the actions of like some people, you know what I mean? Like, even though these are people, these are like distributors that are really high up. A lot of them know the CEO personally. They know his family. They, you know, all that. But I didn't want the actions of just a few to taint the entire, do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to just base my opinion on my whole opinion on the company on just the actions of a few. So I was like, okay, I need more than just the bite model. You know what I mean? Like, I need more. So I started looking at their products, and I started looking at the, like, the company itself, like the in the midst of my research, I found some court documents. This is also linked in the description. I already told you in 2013 they were sued for violating Proposition 65. First of all, so look, there's a couple of things that I wanted to show you guys on these court documents. I'm going to put a screenshot up here. So there were a few things that were seemed really off to me. Let me know what you think. But the first was at the very bottom. I'm pretty sure I'm going to put it up here. So at the very bottom, as you can see, where they have like the plaintiff, the defendant, and their lawyers sign. If you can see that Mark Pentecost, who is the CEO, crossed off Doug Nooney's, former CFO. He crossed out Doug Nooney's name, and he put his own name and signed it. I thought that was weird. And at first I was like, well, maybe Doug Nooney left the company. And like, he left during that time, you know, and that's why he crossed him out. But I was wrong. He has not left ItWorks. He never left. He's literally just under a different title now. But he's literally in the same, like he's still the CFO, but he's in a different title now. Okay, so I thought that was weird that he like crossed out Doug Nooney's name and signed it himself. But he is the CEO, so it's not like that weird. You know what I mean? The other thing that I thought was weird, so if you go to the next page, which is where the judge is supposed to sign, there's no judge's signature. And I could not find anything apart from these court documents. I couldn't find anything else on the case. No media coverage, no nothing. Literally nothing. I have no idea if they settled. I have no idea if like the case was just straight up dismissed. Like, I have no idea. But I mean, at this point, I assume that the case was either dropped for whatever reason or they settled for whatever reason. There's no press on it though. There's no media coverage. And put it this way, in 2015, I had no idea that these people had been sued. Not a damn clue, because you really think they're going to include that in their pitch? Fuck no. But I literally have no idea. Like, I knew nothing about the lawsuit until I started looking into this company a few weeks ago. Literally. Moving on, I wanted to take a look into some of their products, specifically the wrap, because it's their most popular product. And I also wanted to take a look at their two of their newer, their newer products on the market. So for this, I went to a friend of mine from Tennessee who studied molecular biology in college, and she's actually a chemist now. Okay, so I hadn't talked to her in a long time, so I said, hey, friend, I know it's been super long since we last talked, and I'm not even sure if you can help me, but I'm doing some research on an MLM company for a video, and I wanted to take a look at some of their ingredients to see if they're even actually good for you. If I send you some screenshots of the ingredients, would you be able to tell me a bit about them? So she said yes. and I thanked her profusely because she's amazing and I love her to pieces. She's literally one of the smartest people I've ever met, like no joke. She's literally one of the smartest people I've ever met. So anyway, I sent her 3 screenshots. This one, and this one. I'm gonna go through them one at a time. So, first one. So, the Herbal Cleanse, yeah. So she said, after she looked at the screenshots. So the Herbal Cleanse claims about nourishing the bacteria in your gut are legit, but only because they're mostly inulin. This is the same ingredient that are in most fiber gummies, and I'm willing to bet much cheaper. The studies show that you need about 5 grams of inulin to get a serious prebiotic benefit. But there are some people who are seriously sensitive to inulin and will straight up shit their brains out with 5 grams of inulin. So I didn't know what inulin was. I asked her what it was. She said it's a non-digestible carb / fiber, though it barely meets the FDA's definition of a dietary fiber. So I again don't know anything about this. So I asked her if it was, just safe for consumption, and she's like, oh yeah, it's totally safe. It's in most of the fiber gummies on the market. You want it to be non-digestible so that the bacteria in your colon has something to eat. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. And she mentioned that a lot of inulin would make you go to the bathroom, but keeping it fair, to keep shit fair, I did see a couple of reviews on the cleanse, and nobody complained about being in and out of the bathroom. In fact, a lot of them even commented on how they had expected to be, because something like that you would just expect to be in and out of the bathroom all day. And they were pleasantly surprised that they did not have to use the bathroom. So there is that. So digestible carbs are the ones broken down in your stomach for quick energy release, like sugar. So I said, okay, I got it. So she said the FTC claims are half truth. They are metabolized differently. They don't need enzymatic digestion like most fats, but the main benefit here is if someone has nutrient absorption issues. The second picture you sent says it's 90% inulin, and if they're sloppy with their ingredient listing, it can go by different names. Okay, yeah, because I asked her where the... Anyway, I asked her because I didn't see inulin on the ingredient list, so I asked her where it was, and that's what she was saying. It can go by different names. So chick root extract is another name for inulin, but it's naturally occurring in a lot of plants. Artichokes are another natural source. Okay, so I said, so for the MTCs mostly benefit people who have issues with absorbing nutrient. Does that mean that someone who doesn't have that difficulty won't necessarily benefit from the, I think that's from the keto coffee. Someone without those issues will still benefit in the way that it's broken down quickly, but if they don't make any other changes to their diet, cutting back in carbs or other types of fat, they'll fuck up their glycerides profile, which that doesn't sound like fun. So yeah, the claims around helping the liver detox are bogus, but there's nothing in that list of botanicals that would hurt anyone or anything. The pineapple and papaya extract both have enzymes in them that help break down protein, which can be helpful if someone is on a high protein diet. Now this cleanse claims to assist in quick weight loss, drastic weight loss, about 6 pounds or more, between 6 and 8 pounds in 2 days. And I know, and I've always known, well, for as long as I've known it anyway, but I know that most doctors will tell you a healthy amount of weight to lose per week is 2 pounds. 2 pounds. So it's definitely not healthy weight loss at all. It's just not. And it's not sustainable because it's most likely water weight, or they put a really strong emphasis on you you know, eating right, and exercising while you're on this cleanse, you know, to assist, and drink plenty of water. So more than likely, whatever weight you lose is due to that, and it's probably water weight. It'll just come back. It's not sustainable. You have to keep buying more and more and more and more and more. It's not like, okay. Anyway, moving on. So she said that's not healthy / sustainable. I said, I agree. I forget how often they recommend doing the cleanse. I think it might be every few weeks, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And she said, yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. There's nothing I'm seeing here that wouldn't be equally beneficial from drinking fruit and veggie smoothies for breakfast and eating plenty of fiber. So yeah, and then we started talking about other stuff because I didn't want her to be like, oh, so you just use me for a video and then move the fuck on, do you? Well, all right then, you peasant. I'm just kidding. I don't think she would ever call me a peasant. Well, maybe she would. I don't know. She's great though. Thank you very, very much, by the way. I think I might have sent you a link to this. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate you helping me. So then I was like, okay, bueno, they have a doctor on retainer. They have a doctor on retainer. It works. They have a doctor on retainer. Vamos a ver qué dice el doctor. El doctor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Don, and I'm very excited today to share with you the ItWorks System. How would you like to look better, feel better, and support your long-term health? It's as simple as 3 words. Wrap, remove, reboot. Start by using the ItWorks products in a developed system. They work synergistically to give even better results.
Don Hast studied at the University of Michigan, where he got his bachelor's degree in zoology, and then he got his MD from Wayne State University School of Medicine. I could not, however, find any hospital or practice he has ever worked in. I couldn't even find where he did his residency. I think, because I did look up Wayne State University, and there is a hospital right across the street from the medical school. So, and from what I was told, because my husband's family has history in the medical field, and my dad knows, like, he is friends with a surgeon too, so I asked a couple of people, and most of the time you do your residency like really close to whatever hospital, like you do your residency in whatever hospital is closest to the school that you go to, because that's like the hospital that the school works with. So I don't know, but I'm assuming that he did his residency in that hospital across the street, but he might not have. I really don't know. But this video is of he and his wife, and they're talking about their new MLM. Yes, this Dr. Doolittle started his own MLM. Fuck.
Hello, we're Dr. Don and Susan Verhulst, and guess what? We are launching a brand new company called Trace Skin, your very healthiest skin. We have a big event coming up, and we want you to join us, don't we?
You don't want to miss this. There is so much excitement, so much information, and most important, so much momentum. Don't miss this ground floor opportunity to be with us, be part of this success train. The train has left the station, but there's plenty of time to get your ticket and join us.
But what I want to know is, what freaking doctor have you ever seen, bro, wear a white coat that looks like that? Maybe the explanation is as simple as that's just the print that he chose, but like it doesn't give me confidence in his ability to practice medicine. It almost feels like he's using like being a doctor as like a gimmick. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I'm saying. No, yes I do. That's what it feels like. Like, it literally looks like he's like, oh look, I'm a doctor. Anyway, doctor. So for the wraps, I found a video from a registered dietitian and nutrition, and her name is Sarah Moran. I checked her out. Like, she seems totally legit. I actually tried to message her because in the video she does specifically mention the wraps. She talks about like health and wellness MLMs in general, but she does specifically mention the wraps. And ItWorks, that's their flagship product. Like that is their product. I might be mistaken, but I don't think that I am. That ItWorks is the only MLM, the only health and wellness company that has the wraps. Don't quote me on that, because I could be wrong. There could be like some Mickey Mouse like company, or maybe like a legitimate company that doesn't do MLM. Well, whatever. Anyway, here's what Sarah Moran had to say about the wraps.
And talking about the body wraps specifically, because they are kind of lumped in with this whole genre of products. If someone has told you that those wraps cause weight loss, I have to tell you that they don't. They're just strapping you in for a little bit, maybe sweating out some of the water from the area that's wrapped, but that's it. It's not doing anything permanent that's gonna make you smaller, and it certainly isn't going to make you healthier. And I've heard people say with the wraps that because they saw quick results with the wraps, it helped them to stick with healthy lifestyle changes, because maybe before they were trying to make healthy changes, but it was hard for them to stick with it because they weren't seeing results fast enough. And I have to say, I just have so many issues with that statement. One, it just sounds like something that someone would say if they were trying to sell you these things, because they know a big criticism of their product is gonna be that it doesn't actually help you to make healthy changes. They already know that that is what is coming for them. So instead of ignoring that or trying to hide from it, they're trying to step out in front of it and saying, no, that's not what's going on. This is actually helping people to support them make healthy lifestyle changes. So that's what's going on there. Two, if you've been watching my videos for a little while, then you know that I always say you do not want to make weight loss your goal, because losing weight doesn't mean automatically that you are getting healthier, but also when you focus on weight loss as your goal, it makes it difficult to build healthy habits that actually last. I mean, they even call that out in their statement when they say that it's hard to stick with eating healthy and exercising and all that stuff when you're not seeing the results that you want, and that's why the wraps help. That's because the focus is all on weight and size and shape and not on the actual health of your body.
At the end of the day, what I did and what people who are still in this company are still doing is unethical. Period. Like, there's no other way to say it. It's unethical. This is an unethical business practice. And let me tell you, there is some other shady ass shit that I could get into like for fucking days, but I'm not going to. This video is probably already long enough. The point of this video was for me to share my experience and my findings so that this doesn't happen to somebody else. These companies are dangerous. Like, they're fucking straight up dangerous. They're dangerous to our society. They're dangerous to relationships. I mean, do you realize that what they're asking you to do when you join this MLM, ItWorks, they're asking you to exploit your relationships, including that with your children. Luckily, there is an anti-MLM movement, and they're making strides in like getting, awareness further out to the public, and like exposing these companies for what they are. I believe I'm blanking on which company it was, but very recently there was a company that was finally labeled as a pyramid scheme. And I'm telling you, bro, I am telling you that it's just gonna trickle on the fuck down from here. So if you're in an MLM, get out now. Get out now. Because when shit goes south, and it will, when the person that is gonna be liable, the people that are gonna be liable are the independent distributors, not the company. Company may get shut down, but the worst thing that could possibly happen, right, is somebody sues you, either because somebody fucking died, or because they got severely hurt by one of your products, right? Or they feel like they were defrauded, which is also a possibility. The person that's gonna be on the business end of that bayonet is the independent distributor, not the company. That's why they're called independent distributors. Because they're a business owner. They only get to own the business when they're shit is hitting the fan, that's when, oh yeah, well, you know, that's their business. That's the you know, the independent distributor. If you go on Reddit, there's like an entire anti-MLM subreddit. It's fantastic. I mean, I honestly, I get a few laughs because like you look at like these posts from like somebody from Unique and somebody from, I don't know, fucking LuLaRoe. Ugh. And then somebody from ItWorks. They literally all of these posts look the fucking same. They literally all look the fucking same. Like how have they not caught on to that? Like, how have they not caught on to that? I don't know, because that is freaking hilarious to me. But yeah, the anti-MLM subreddit is great. It's, you know, they've got pictures of like posts and, you know, all kinds of like screenshots, and you get like individual stories from people that were in MLMs and are now out. Yeah, it's a really great subreddit. I linked it below. I definitely encourage you to check it out. Now, I didn't mention any names of the people who are still in ItWorks whose clip I used. And the reason I did that is because I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're actually good people who just got sucked into a really shitty situation. You know what I mean? Like, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to just like, you know, expose their ass and like you know what I mean? Like just completely like expose their ass. Even though some of the shit that they're doing is pretty fucking shitty. I mean, you saw the clips, like you know what I mean? Like, fuck you, bro. Like, fuck you. But at the same time, like, you know, honestly, like my hope is if any of them ever see this, they're encouraged to do their own research. Like, don't even take my word for it. Do your own research. Don't even go in the description box and look for the links. Look them up yourself. Go on Google and do it yourself. Do it yourself so that you know it comes from you. It's not from me. I'm not talking you into anything. My hope is that like they are encouraged to do that research. And you know what? Better yet, go back and watch through your own videos. That's a better idea. Go back and watch your own videos and listen to the things that you're saying and listen to the way that you're speaking to people that you don't even know, your teammates. And, you know, do what I did and have a little, you know, self-reflection, you know, and decide if that's something that you can continue to do and feel okay with. You know what I mean? But I had to do that too. I had to take the time to do some self-reflection and like really scrutinize my own actions, my own words. And spoiler alert, it sucks. But, you know, that's how we grow. It sucks to know that you played a part in manipulating people, like however minute. Anybody that I signed as a customer, which I did have about 8, maybe a little bit more, at the most 10, but definitely not any more than 10, but I'm pretty sure it was 8. But anyway, like all those people, like they're people that I care about. Like they're people that I care about. And they're people whose relationships I would miss. Like I never want to lose. You know what I mean? It sucks. But you know what? I would take that feeling over the feeling I got from knowing that I tried to exploit and manipulate people that are important to me just so I could make money. Because if I were still doing it, I would have figured this out eventually. Like I'm not the brightest crayon in the box always, but I'm pretty fucking sharp. I can pick up on a lot, like in a short amount of time. And I would have figured this out eventually. And I would like to think that I would have immediately gotten out of it because that's not who I am. Like I don't really care about money. Like I don't care about that. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'm in the minority and maybe I'm like naive and stupid, but I don't give a shit. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care. I really don't, bro. I wouldn't take $100,000, $100 million for the rest of my life if it meant that I had to sacrifice my family or my friends. Like, if you're my friend, then I care about you. You are more than just, you know, like a number or a dollar sign. You're more, you're like, you're special. You're important to me. If I take the time to like get to know you and like be your friend, then you're important to me. I think that pretty much goes for everybody. You know what I mean? So like, I don't care. I wouldn't care about the money, honestly. It's not fucking worth it, man. Like, at what cost? You can have this fantasy life. This is what they're telling you. You can have this fantasy life, but at what cost? What are you willing to sacrifice? Really? What are you willing to, you know, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give us? Basically, your time, your loyalty, your blind faith. Even if you do well in the company, you lose. You lose. Because in order to do well in the company, you basically have to be 24/7. Adding people, going live, doing training videos if you're a diamond leader, or watching training videos if you're not a diamond leader, going on the family calls, right? You better be a green carpet, because that's like the big event of the year. That's when like all the exciting shit happens. Oh my God, you have to be there. P.S. They offer a stream of the green carpet, or they did this past year. I don't know if they're gonna do it again next year, but they offered, like, they streamed it, but you had to pay to watch it, because of course. And listen, like, you literally have to be on your phone 24/7. You're following up, you're messaging people, you're adding new people, you're posting every hour. Like, that's what they tell you. They post every hour, right? 3 live posts, 3 business posts, 3 live posts, 3 business posts, 3 live posts, 3 business posts. And that's not even like including the family calls, the weekly Zooms, the events, wrap parties, if you're supposed to do like wrap parties or whatever. All that shit takes time. And that's like, all that shit takes time. And that's time away from your family. I literally just watched a video from an ItWorks distributor who was saying, oh yeah, and I was on vacation with my family, and then like, it was so easy, you guys. Like, I just started scheduling my posts. Like, I knew that we were gonna go for a bike ride later on in the day. So I like went outside with my family and I like took a bunch of pictures on the bike, and like, there you go, there's my post. Like, so you're not really on vacation then, little lamb. You're not on vacation because you're working. I don't know about you. Now look, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I haven't been in the workforce in quite some time. 5 years to be exact. But I'll tell you this much, when we go to Florida, like when we go to Miami to visit my family, my husband does not work. Work stays over there. Oh my God, do you hear that chick cracking? Yo, I'm getting old. So like, he doesn't work. He doesn't work while he's on vacation. That's not a vacation. So the fact that you're like literally working on your vacation and you're sitting there like it's all fucking peaches, like, no, bro, hello, it's your fucking vacation. What's wrong with you? That was really mean. I shouldn't have said what's wrong with you. But seriously, what's wrong with you? If you have a friend who is in an MLM or is thinking about joining an MLM, like, send them some resources. Like, send them some of the resources that I have in the description box below. I mean, shit, send them this video. I don't care. Like, send them this video if you want to. That's fine. That's totally fine. But do your best to encourage them not to join. And, like, if you have a friend that's already in an MLM, and lately the only time that they message you is because they want you to join their company, like, I know that our instinct is to be like, what the fuck, and like get defensive. But try to like have it like, try to have it come from a place of like kindness and like genuine concern, because they're still people. You know what I mean? These people are still people. And at one time they were being preyed upon, and they don't realize, chances are that they don't realize that they're now preying on other people. And I mean, I would like to think maybe I'm just being like, you know, maybe I'm being like overly optimistic, but I would like to think that the majority of people, once you tell them, wait, you're behaving a little bit like a dick, like look at this, then immediately they'll be like, what the fuck, I am so sorry. Like, the majority of people, I think, would react that way. You know what I mean? Like, they would be surprised at themselves that they were doing that. Now, if they're just shit people, then they're just shit people. But, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt, because, like, you never know. They were preyed upon. Like, they likely don't realize what they're being trained to do. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. You know, some people listen, some won't, and will have to learn their own way like I did. And, like, that's okay. But, you know, if ever you have a friend or somebody that you know that's, like, in an MLM, like, you know, do what you can to try to, like, open their eyes. You know what I mean? To try to get them to open their eyes. And just in case you're wondering, like, how many of the products I actually tried. So I have the wraps. I do not see any, I don't see any expiration date on here, like, at all. And I have a full box left. 1, 2, 3, and then the one that I threw up there. So I have 4. I have an entire treatment left. I don't know what I want to do with them. I threw away a lot of the, like, products that I have. I obviously have, like, 2 of the samples left of the training gel. I tried the lip and eye. This didn't really do shit. It kind of stung a little bit, actually. Didn't really do that much. The defining gel worked fairly well. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I have the samples, but I also had, like, a legit bottle of it. And then I had the cleanser. The cleanser, I'm not sure. I don't know if I have an opinion on it, because, like, it made my skin really oily. But I only used it for, like, a week because it made my skin oily. So I didn't give it a chance to, like, regulate itself or whatever the fuck. So there's that. And then the Stretch Mark moisturizer, I don't think I ever used. So there's that. Yeah, and apart from that, I did like the greens were okay. I did the berry. The greens were okay. And I did like the energy drink. The energy drink tasted good, but like I said, super expensive. Not worth it. There are probably better tasting and better priced, you know, energy drinks than that one. And that's all I got for you today, kids. Thank you for watching this video. If you've made it this far, it really means the world to me. And again, to anyone that I ever sold to or messaged or approached, or to anyone that I ever contacted about the company or about buying a product, especially to those people that I messaged over and over and over and over. I am so deeply sorry. I genuinely regret my actions. I am horrified at myself. And if our relationship was affected during my time at ItWorks, I would love the opportunity to fix that. If you're willing to give it. I'm not going to do my regular outro. If you want to subscribe, it's down there. If you want to like the video, go ahead, that's fine. To my subscribers, if you're watching, I will be back next week, Wednesday, just like usual, with my regular content. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you next time.